Now we're trying to start a podcast. And then manje. Mama nights. Shall I not cheating? Are you alright? Thanks for coming. I'm sitting here with Pontso Maega. Say hello. There's a Kevin. Say hello here.
Hello.
Pontso Maega is, I call her a landscaping queen. Why do I call her that? Because in the years that I've been growing up in front of her, I've seen her do amazing things in the gardening space. From starting the business, I think after a journey with corporate, you worked for a company called DPS. You want to maybe give us a bit about you. What do you do within the gardening space? Because so the idea here is to give anybody who would like to get into the landscaping business an idea and tools of how they start. So somebody's at home right now, somebody's thinking, you know these guys, you guys have these trolleys, these trailers that you pull. And everybody's scared of driving behind them, right? So, and that's exactly what you do. But nobody knows, Uti, how is that business run? Somebody has a dream of doing that. Maybe you want to tell us a bit about that business. What led you to it? Was it passion? Was it because you were hungry? You didn't have a choice. I know it wasn't after COVID. It happened way before COVID. You actually left corporate and started this thing. So, Pontso Maega, welcome to Make It Happen with KISS. Talk to me, man. Talk to us. Talk to the nation. Talk to everybody who wants to make it happen.
Okay,
and let them know how they do this.
This business was started a long time ago when I was still at school, because I was doing my passion from home even before getting married.
Yes.
We used to compete with the neighbors because our garden was nice. My mother believed that the hands are the same. Whatever that a boy does, you can also do it, because we're 7 girls at home.
Yes.
So
7 sisters.
Yeah,
no
7
boys.
sisters. Yeah, no boys. Yeah, so we would compete with the girls.
Mm.
Mow the lawn, do everything, plant flowers, la la la. So I think that created or enhanced the passion that one was born with. Because all of us, the 7 of us, love gardening.
Yeah.
We actually exchange flowers from one sister to another.
Yes.
But I started this business. I left DBS 2005. Then I went into consulting. And then
consulting, what were you doing?
Consulting on skills development, employment equity, and all that, because that was my line.
All right.
And then whilst having a beautiful garden, and my neighbors were
and sorry, you guys should see that garden. It is amazing. I'll drop pictures and you can see it.
Yeah. So and the people were saying, but because you've got such a beautiful garden, why don't you start a garden services?
Yes.
I started a garden service in 2007.
Yeah.
I only had 4 clients in the neighborhood.
At this time when you start this garden business, you are fully employed, or have you left work?
No, I'm still consulting on the side.
You're still consulting.
Yeah, but when I had a chance, I could see that consulting was, fading away slowly.
Yes.
Because now my passion, my concentration was on the garden, on the business.
Yes.
I started with 1 lawnmower, 1 trimmer, 1 electric. Everything was electric. So obviously you go to a client, plug the machines and clean the garden.
This is before what is this, load shedding, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's before, long before.
Having to plug a client.
Yeah.
There's power all the time.
Yeah, and then I realized that now this business of knocking and saying to people, can I please use your electricity? It's not right. I decided to buy petrol machines. And because the business was growing, I don't know like what, because I started with 4 people. By the end of 2 months, I had 15 people. I started
Okay, so
working
you started buying one machine,
I bought one machine, one trimmer,
one trimmer.
one blower,
Yes.
and obviously the forks, the rakes, and the spades.
So now this is the passion now at play now. This is now
Yeah.
you starting
Mm.
Aroma Landscapes. The business name is called Aroma Landscapes. So
Yeah.
this is now you starting it. But now take me to your first client. How did you now you have this machine, you have this passion one, you have this knowledge from your background, from your upbringing.
Mhm.
How then do you take this passion and let it drive you to making that first step of buying that first machine? So I want you to take me from there to getting your first client, what it took to get your first client until now. We're talking 2 months later when you are hiring 15 people. Because I mean, to hire 15 people in
No,
2
not
months,
hiring 15 people, 15 clients.
15 clients.
15 clients within 2 months. My first
That's a good hit rate.
my first clients were my neighbors.
Yes.
The big one was my sister,
Okay.
Marina.
Yes.
So her garden was already landscaped, but the landscaper there used a lot of green. So I came in with my passion.
Yes.
And put color.
Right.
I'll give you some of the pictures that her garden looks
So by saying green, it was just utshani,
no.
beautiful flowers here and there.
Flowers, but green.
Yeah.
There was tropical plants mostly.
Yes. So there's no pink, there's no yellow, there's
no color.
no rainbow nation.
No. So I started revamping her garden.
Yes.
Putting colors.
Yes.
And yeah.
Making it look nice.
Yeah, making it look nice. And then, so it was my sister, Wendy, two of my neighbors around here, Olga, so, and 4. So then, because sister-in-law said, oh, I also want.
Okay.
That gave me an opportunity.
And
because
why are these people trusting you that
they saw how my
you
garden
can
looked
do?
like? My garden looked very nice.
Okay. So they are talking from first-hand experience, what they've seen with you.
Yeah, I was hands-on here in the yard.
And they're saying, my garden must look like that garden.
Yeah. So I did revamp my sister's garden.
Yes.
Went on to revamp Wendy's.
Yes.
Revamped my neighbor next door. And then many people said, no, we're cancelling, because there was a white guy who was servicing our yards around the neighborhood. Yeah. And then people dropped and jumped ship, and there was, in fact, almost the whole street, people said, no, we want you to do our garden.
All right, so now we're on 5 clients.
Yeah.
Now it's a hella street now.
Next thing, it's a whole street, and then I've got other 2 clients across R82, Upper Meade.
Yes.
Then I revamped my Nico's sister-in-law. Her house is a corner house.
Okay.
And it's a V shape.
Giving you a view from every day now.
You can see the garden from that garden. Got me clients from across the road as well, from Upper Meade as well. I remember one colored guy said to me, who did that garden? So, because they didn't expect a lady or a woman to be, yeah. This was his men working in a line and planting grass and all that. Then he stopped by and said, who's the owner of this business? Remember, I'm also wearing an overall like the guys.
So you look like the guys.
I look like the guys, yeah. So where's the owner of that lady? How is it you? I want to come and do my garden. So we went and did clean up first, because his yard was horrible.
Okay.
And then planted flowers with soil, grass, everything. Yeah, so that actually grew my I remember my brother-in-law asking Uroki, saying, how many clients do you have now? Within a short space of time, 20, yes. I must tell you that I don't know how did I reach up to 100.
A shout out to Rocky, by the way. He's a professional golfer. We're gonna have him on the podcast one day. Shout out to him. He's an amazing guy.
Yeah, so the business grew. Next thing, so I've never advertised myself.
This
And
is
so-
just through. I saw that garden.
Yeah,
The neighbor tells the neighbor.
yes.
Now it's over
Word of mouth.
R82.
Yeah, it's a word of mouth.
Different
What-
neighborhood now.
Different neighborhood. I'm telling you, I ended up in Benoni.
Yes.
I revamped a huge double stand, corner stand garden where we put tropical section, contemporary section, rose bed. Yeah, that garden as well in Benoni, in an estate. I ended up getting other clients. I was just landscaping the garden. I didn't know that the client would say, no, I don't want anybody to touch my garden. I want you to come here and service my garden.
So now you've got exclusive work.
Yeah. So
Now you're exclusive
yeah,
now.
I'm exclusive now. Hey,
Yes.
I didn't like to go drive so far. But because he said I'm prepared to pay.
And I mean passion. The
Now,
business is now
this whole
growing.
thing is driven by passion.
Yes.
Because when I'm in the garden, I get lost. When I do go to a nursery and just look at the flowers and feel good. So
And just to jump in there, and I think that's what this podcast really focuses on, the driving, the drivers behind that passion, right? So you have now left corporate, started this business with no idea of how many clients you are going to have at what time. But we are now talking 2 months later, and we're talking different neighborhoods.
yeah,
The word of mouth has spread so much.
yeah.
But what does it mean to you in your heart now? Now this lady that left corporate started a consulting business and then was driven by passion. What is it saying to you every day? Because there's no pay sleep. You're not guaranteed that that client will call you again. You are only as good as your last garden.
Yeah, in other words, I started garden services.
Yeah.
And incorporated the landscaping side of things.
So maybe
That.
explain that to me.
Now, landscaping is where you come into a yard, bare yard, clean, there's nothing. I'll show you one picture. There's a garden that I did, revamped a week ago. There were humps, there was crusher stone thrown in there. We had to build a garden bed next to the wall.
Yes.
And then clear that whole rubble, level up, and plant grass.
That's landscaping.
Okay, put this in. Landscaping means you actually transform the ordinary ground into a garden.
You make it happen.
Yeah.
So
So
basically, you make it happen.
that's what we do.
There's nothing here.
Yeah, there's nothing. In other words,
It's just dead ground.
for instance, the one that we were doing last week, the people were just going past and looking at what are these people doing? Because we started with the wall first,
Yes.
a half a meter wall high. That's the garden bed. And then we scraped that place, leveled it up, and then removed the soil. I don't know how many loads of soil that I removed to level up the place.
Yeah.
After leveling up, put the sprinkler system.
So it has to be installed. There's no sprinkler system here.
There's no sprinkler system.
This is
You starting afresh every day.
fresh.
Remember, it was just dump. So you clearing up, you transforming it into something beautiful.
Yes.
So landscaping is just that.
Okay.
You take a barren place or land and transform it into a beautiful garden, a livable space.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So you split the business in two. You said you started the landscaping side and the gardening side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I, in other words, every day I would come to the client and service and maintain the garden.
Yes.
But if you call me for landscaping or for garden revamp, that's two different things. I don't mix garden services with landscaping. I forgot to mention that I started with 2 guys.
2 guys.
Yeah. Now I've got 20 employees.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So,
shout out. And that is a black woman that is doing it on her own. 2 guys she started with. Now she's sitting on 20 guys, employing 20 people that are feeding 20 families on a daily basis. Shout out to that. I admire you for that.
Yeah. So, and many people they do get surprised when they see a woman doing it. I think it's not too many women who are into this business.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll see them here and there doing garden services, but they don't mix it with landscaping.
Yeah.
And yet, if you mix the two, the very clients that you service, they benefit. Because from time to time, you advise on the type of flowers, for which season, what to do with your lawn and all that. So I communicate with my clients and say, this is the time to cut roses. Like for instance, this month, between July and August, we're cutting roses, we're fertilizing them, watering them.
Yeah.
By September, the roses will be fully bloomed.
They start blooming. Okay, now they're fully bloomed.
Yeah. So
now they're sprung, spring now.
Yeah. No. So the benefit of doing both is that even the ordinary garden service clients benefit, because you'll come into somebody's house and say, hey, but your garden is actually, I normally say to them, your garden is naked.
So what you are doing is you now have started this passion. It's moved to pivoting the business 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
And in you doing that, you are now not only getting ad hoc business by, please, my garden is dirty, but you are now building long-lasting relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You are now an extension of this guy's yard, basically.
Yes, for instance, today I received a call from another client. I revamped her garden 2021 January in Senton.
Yes.
She calls me now, she sent me a photo call, so I want you to revamp my backyard.
Yeah.
So I sent her some pictures of the gardens that I revamped recently, this year.
Yes.
Because I want to know whether she would like a tropical garden or a contemporary garden or a rose garden, a rose patch. So she said, okay, just send me pictures so that I can know and decide. I already know what I want to do in that garden.
In that garden.
Because
you know what's going to work.
Yeah, I saw she sent me the picture, so I know exactly, it's already in my head that I want to put this and that and that and that, and then it will look nice. Yeah, so it's fulfilling. It's really fulfilling when you see a client's face with a smile when they see what you've done. It's beautiful. It's a good feeling.
And you please look at the camera, because the face says it all. You can see that in the face that it's a fulfilling feeling.
Yeah, it is.
It is phoning us. Answer your phone call. Don't worry.
No.
We're not going to let business go away now.
Anytime. No.
Just hold on. Business must go on.
Okay, all right. It's a good spam. That's fine. Yeah, gloomy. Okay, bye. That's all of my guys.
So I did steal you from your daily routines as well. So I can't keep you from continuing with your daily routines while we're having a chat. So this is what happens. You run a business, you start your own business. There's no time for sleeping. We are talking, it is now 7 p.m. Right? This lady has been awake since the morning, and she's still getting phone calls about this business that she started. So again, your flowers that you put in the garden, I'm giving you your flowers right now, and I admire you for this.
Yeah.
So what this is love driving all of this.
Yeah, it is. It is. In other words, you can't.
But love doesn't pay the bills. You left a salary guaranteed. How are you then, this business that you're changing into 2 directions, how are you living? Because when you start a business, you're now worried about, next month I was going to get a pay slip and get paid. But next month I don't have a pay slip and I'm not getting paid. How then did you still keep going?
Remember, you must pay yourself as well. But when you start a business, you can't pay yourself immediately. Remember, I
Yes.
started with 4 people, and those years, 4 people were paying 400
A month.
a month.
And it was quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to work smart. In other words, every month I would budget and say, okay, I'm going to buy this type of machine that will make life easier. For instance, we used to use electricity. Then when I shifted from electricity to petrol machines, life was good. The guys were able to work smart and fast.
Okay.
And by so doing, that helped in growing the business.
Also, it doesn't matter whether the client is there so you can get a plug point or not.
No. Yeah,
You
no,
just get in, do your job, get out.
In other words, I also give clients a service level agreement. My
Yes.
job is to come and clean your yard. Your job is to open a gate.
Yeah.
So some clients are not at home. They would give me their remote controls, their keys. Obviously, it's a trust issue. They now know that she comes here, cleans, advises, she goes out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because we remove our rubber as well. So we leave your garden clean. So as the business was growing, then I started paying myself. So you can't pay yourself when you still have
But when
4 clients.
when did you start paying yourself?
I started paying myself after, I think 2 years. If I'm not mistaken, after 2 years.
Yes.
Because I still wanted to buy a certain brand of machines. Because you can't buy, because when I started with the cheapest brand on earth. And it was breaking every week. So then I said, okay.
And when that happens, when you see which my equipment is not Iowa and it keeps breaking, does that not kind of make you wanna rethink your strategy? Just maybe let me go ask for my job back.
No,
It's
a passion that is driving me.
You are well learned.
Yeah.
And you could easily go back into corporate.
You could easily go back to corporate.
But you're like, no.
Yeah, no. This.
I'll fix this machine.
Yeah. So when the machines do those, then I would go back to the shop and say, I don't want this machine ever again. I want something good, something for garden service, something that is industrial.
Yes.
So I ended up learning the types of machines that one needs.
By fire, by force.
Yeah. So I had to do that. So
yes.
I remember when I bought a blower. Because obviously before we were using brooms and rakes.
Yes.
When I bought a blower, my guys were so excited because it would go sweep the yard.
10% job done, quick.
Done. And the clients were happy because their paving areas were swept as well.
Yes.
Clean.
Yes.
Yeah, so one has learned a lot of things in this business. And you learn it.
And how many years has it been?
From 2007.
2017.
Yeah.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we're talking 16 years.
Yeah, 16 years. Yeah. So I remember I was doing another garden in what is this place? In Houghton. Remember, I've got clients that I would revamp in the north, and then they would end up saying, please service.
Yeah.
So, so I ended up having to divide my clients accordingly.
Yeah.
So on Mondays I would go to the north, and then the other days it's the south and Albertine, So this.
Now this is over 20 clients, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Because in other words, I had clients every day, Monday to Saturday. Saturday came about because other clients are not at home. So they please do your gardening on Saturday. I'd love to be here when you're working. Fine. Yeah. So that's why we ended up with clients on Saturday.
Just to cater to them as well.
Yeah, because otherwise you can't say no to business.
Oh no.
And
turning it away. That's why I can't say no for those rate.
So, and it helps the guys as well.
Yes.
When they work on Saturday, they paid for Saturday.
Of course.
So at least that money helps them to.
It's extra money. It's
extra money for during the week.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I do. But Monday to Friday they get paid month end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one lady said to me, she was a helper in one of the houses in Houghton. Said, Mama, I just want to make you aware that what you're doing, maybe you're not aware that you are feeding families.
She says this while you are working.
I'm working with the guys in the garden, and then she comes and says, Mama, I just want to tell you that maybe you're not aware that what you're doing, you are feeding families.
And I just said that.
Yeah, you're feeding families. God is going to bless you so much. And I thought, I didn't think it like that. I didn't think it as if I'm creating employment.
You are doing what you love.
Because I was doing what I love, you know.
And it doesn't feel like you're working.
Yeah.
It's taking no strain from you.
Yeah. So, and I said, okay, thank you. And I was thinking about it. Yeah, you know, she's right. These guys are working and they're able to send money home, buy money this, buy uniform, buy groceries for my family. You know, I was thinking, it's just garden service and it's my passion.
Yeah.
Because when you see me working, you'll think, where's this other guy said that last week to me. He just went past me, went into the yard, came back and stood across the road and said, this is coming so good. And then she said to the guys, where's Pontso? I said, I'm here. Oh, I didn't see you.
Because you're part of the crew.
Yeah.
You're in there.
I was wearing a uniform as well.
Yes.
And I was planting flowers. So
Yes.
I was, in other words, I didn't care who does what, as long as I'm planting these flowers and I'm seeing the change. Because you divide the flowers according to what you want to do. So
you're in your zone right now.
Yeah, I'm in my zone and I'm not even caring about who says what. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So, I didn't see you. I said, you went past, I saw you, but I thought, you're okay. You are preoccupied as well. Yeah, so, but it's passion that drives me. So anybody who wants to start this business and think that it's just garden service, if you're doing it without passion, it's going to fail.
Okay.
You have to be driven by passion for you to enjoy, satisfy your clients, and along the way, teach your guys. For instance, most of these guys, they're looking for a job just to help in the garden, but they end up knowing how to install a sprinkler system, to put the edges, to start a garden afresh.
So you were saying one of your guys could leave today and go
Exactly.
a garden service of their own.
Yeah. No, in fact, it happened. I've got a guy who worked for me for 4 years. And then the following year, when we were supposed to open, because we normally closed in December.
Yes.
And then he came back to me and said, Mommy, I'm not coming back, but I want your blessings. I want to open the same business.
Look at that. Out of respect, he comes to you.
Yeah. So I don't want to do it behind your back.
Yeah.
Because I want your blessings.
Yes.
I said, oh, no, that's fine. That helped him because when he's stuck somewhere, he wants a trimmer or petrol.
He's able to pick up that phone.
Well, Mommy, I'm stuck. I need some trimmer cords or string.
Yes.
Or I need just give me 1 liter or 2 liters of petrol.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a good relationship. I was with him, in fact, today. But the guys that work with me, who have been with me for 10 years.
There's a guy I used to like.
Colson.
He did my garden. Yes, Colson.
Yeah.
Used to live in Freedom Park or something.
Yeah.
Hey, that guy was amazing. He used to touch my garden very nice.
Yeah, he passed on.
I mean, so rest in peace, man. I used to love that guy.
So, and then I realized that, okay, teaching Colson how to install the sprinkler system and do the edges. See, the garden edges around in my yard.
Yes.
Were done by both of us because I was teaching him how to do the edges.
Yeah.
So, I would come, if I get a job for installing sprinkler, or I would just buy material and say, this is the line, follow this line, and leave him.
And you get it done.
When I come back, he's done exactly. Because he
Make
knows
it
that
happen.
if he hasn't done the right thing, I'm going to undo.
Ish.
I remember when
How embarrassing is that?
when we did my sister's edges here in Media, I left him with Dennis.
Yes.
Dennis is my husband, by the way. So next thing they did the edges. Then when I come back, I was not happy with the line. It was a bit skew.
Okay. Chrome daddy.
I removed them. I said, this must be done properly.
Color pants.
This must curve like that.
Yes.
And this was not happy. I said, you know, it's good that you must be here when we start, not done now. You are doing, but anyway, let's just redo it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So, even with the sprinkler system, taught him when I was confident enough to leave him to do it. I'll just say, I want so many pop-ups here. This is what you follow. How many stations? You do exactly that.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah. So
I know.
then I taught another one, how to do the sprinkler.
Yes.
And the edges.
Yes.
So that I don't, now at my age, I can't be kneeling down. But because my heart is still young,
Hey,
I'm there.
I've seen it. You're singing to the choir, all right? I've seen it.
I find myself
I see it every day.
Yeah. I find myself doing it, even though I feel, hey, my knees are going to be complaining. But I find myself...
And just by the way, we were supposed to have recorded this episode a few days ago, but because Miss Passion here had to go do what she does, we're doing it now. And she didn't have a voice. So we got the voice back and we're recording now. Yeah. Before it goes away from hay fever and all the dust. And
it's funny that now I have this problem with the voice, and yet that's where I work. My workstation is out
hey,
there.
man, I tell you what. I would die though if I lost a voice.
Yeah, no, it won't go. It's just when it's too cold, then it will change and be like that.
Yeah, but if mine went like yours, then I can't speak because my job is to speak.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mine is to shut up and play with the flowers.
But you have to inhale all of it.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I love flowers, you know.
Now imagine walking in the garden and you can't smell the flowers.
Yeah, no, I love flowers.
I go crazy.
When I buy roses, I prefer roses with fragrance.
Okay.
If it's just quiet rose,
it's a
beautiful.
No smell.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll take it if it has beautiful petals. But the smell for me is important.
Yes. So somebody knows.
So that when you walk around your rose garden,
yes,
you enjoy that fragrance.
I want to go sit in there. I want to go have a tea in the garden.
Yeah.
Because it smells amazing.
Yeah.
It's like stay soft in the garden, right? That's so easy. So tell me now, 16 years in this thing, what's next? Have you reached your ultimate goal in this business? Because I imagine me being behind the mic will never have, I don't think I see a day where I'll say, I'll put this down. I don't see that happening.
No, I want to see myself owning a nursery. For instance, there's no nursery here in the south except the one up the road here, Tulip.
And there used to be one there by rainwater, right value.
Yeah.
There used to be one there, but now they've built complexes.
There used to be, when we arrived here, there was one here where Sun One is.
Okay, yes, by the hotel there.
Yeah. So they closed that and built townhouses and that Sun One thing, motel. So I want to see myself owning a nursery.
Okay.
And servicing the people in the south.
So now you are not just going to buy, but you are the supply and demand at the same time.
I propagate as well. You know what is propagation?
Fill me in. Please do fill me in.
Let me take an example, the easiest example with the roses.
Yes.
Prune your roses, take a stick from pruning. Obviously, maybe you cut 30 centimeter or half a meter, depending.
Yes.
And then you take the rose, put it in the, but I don't normally use a root propeller. It's a powder.
Okay.
So you put your rose into that, you dip it in the water, put it in the powder, and then put it in the soil.
Okay.
Okay. So because I got this experience, as long as I've got a fertile soil in the pot.
Yes.
I'll dip we'll put the stick as is into the soil.
Into the soil.
Then we'll give it a good watering. And then once a week, make some tea. Joko or 5 roses. Strong enough, put it in there. Let the rose have some tea, because tea has acid. I can show you the roses that, so those roses that I propagate all the time, I give it to new clients.
Wait, but you showed me guavas. Was it guavas the other time that you showed me from the garden?
Yeah, it's got that obviously that one, I bought a tree.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But the roses I propagate from a stick into a rose bush.
All right.
So I give those to clients. In other words, if you call me, come and do my garden, then I come to your garden, the garden is naked. And the roses are ready.
Yes.
For instance, there's a client that took my services 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I gave her 5 roses from my garden.
Yes.
I said, please look after these roses. Just give them a good watering, fertilize them, because in the absence of a fertilizer from the shop,
Yeah.
you can still fertilize with give it a cup of tea.
Like you said.
Yeah. So
I'm being fertilized.
Now, in other words, I don't propagate only roses. So many plants that I propagate.
So hydroponics? Am I saying it right? Hydroponics and
Propagating
is different.
It's different.
Hydroponics is the flowers that grow in pipes and stuff, right? You have to build sort of a framework,
Yeah.
and then there's no soil though.
Yeah.
Right.
They call it air flowers.
Air flowers.
Yeah.
Air flowers.
So
They're a lot now.
No. Propagating, I actually use the very soil. Put a stick, yeah. So there's many flowers. There's a guy who stands here in the neighborhood. I propagated a lot of moon plants and gave to the clients. Moon plants. Beautiful plant. It's just like a berry. It smells heavenly, especially around in the afternoon. It comes in different colors. So all the clients that the new clients that I got from the neighborhood.
Yes.
They all have that flower.
Okay.
It's a shrub.
Okay. So it's kind of become like a trademark.
So this guy says, if flower is by Bed Street.
There we go.
Because most of the houses have that plant. So
yeah.
it's either I gave you a pink or a white or a yellow. A yellow smells heavenly.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's easy to propagate.
Okay.
You know, you just cut a stick, put it in the ground, give it a good watering, then the new leaves come out. So, yeah, it's fulfilling when you see your work. When you see the fruits of your work, it's fulfilling. So let's go back to a person who wants to start this business.
This is now a person who looks at you and says, or doesn't even know you, but all they know is, I love gardening. I love gardening. I wish, because it's always said, do what you like and it's not going to feel like you're working a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Broadcasting doesn't feel like I'm working. You doing gardening and landscaping doesn't feel like you're working.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you are monetizing that and turning your passion into your livelihood. So maybe what pathway would you give to somebody who's now wanting to say, okay, I'm liking what I'm hearing. How then do I also become a landscaping king, a landscaping queen? Because this is what I want to do, and I want to monetize this and feed my family at the end of it all.
Yeah. In other words, you should be, for instance, I've got a lady who approached me and said, hey, I love this business. She loves gardening.
Yes.
But I want to do this business. Can you please help me, mentor me? Okay? So she also started with the family. Her sisters are around the south. So she started with the family and then she advertised it. So how you would do it, for instance, in my case, I didn't advertise. It was a word of mouth from one person to another.
And because they've seen your garden, they've seen what you did at the neighbors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with her, she had to print some flyers, give it to her neighbors around. Her garden is nice, but it's
Sorry, but what you did is the typical example of start where you are.
Yeah.
So you did just that.
Yeah.
With what you had.
Yeah.
Your garden.
Your garden.
That's what you had
Yeah.
to start your business.
Yeah, because it speaks volumes. When people see my garden in winter with
it's always green. It's green right now. It's green right now.
with color. They think, oh. There's a say that a doctor cannot doctor himself.
Yes. Yes. Inyanga is large.
Yeah. So how come you have such a garden? I said, I must live by example.
There we go.
In other words, if you come here, I sometimes say to people, when you maybe giving you directions, turn left, turn right, and then you drive straight at the curve. Just drive straight until you see a beautiful garden. Then you stop. That's my house.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
I make a point that my garden is on point as an advert. You know, there was a guy who came from Botswana. He was looking for a house. Yes. Remember, Dennis was selling houses. So Dennis was having a house, a back opposite house, and then nobody was buying it.
Yeah.
So and then I said to him, Dennis, put the on sale board outside our yard because my garden is an attraction. I'm telling you, this guy, he was driving around and then he saw this board at the back, and then he saw across at the back with my neighbors.
Yes.
Then he saw the same board here. Then he came here, said, I'm interested in buying this house. Is it sold? I said, yes. How long ago? You still have a board? I said, yeah. Remember, you still have to keep the board until the house is registered.
Yes.
But there's a house at the back. It's also a Facebook house. I saw that house. So he says to me, I saw that house. I don't want that house. I want this one with an established garden. This garden is what is driving me to. I'm prepared to buy.
And it's interesting because people would say it's a 3-bedroom, it's got a kitchen, a lounge, but he's saying garden.
No, he's saying garden.
This garden here.
Yeah, so he says, I'm prepared. How much did this person buy the house? I said 1.5. I said, I'll give you 1.6.
My God. Okay.
I want this house.
Okay.
Is it possible to cancel the deal? I said, then you have to talk to my husband.
Hey.
Remember, I'm not an estate agent. I don't know which language they speak.
Yes.
So then he called Dennis. I don't know what Dennis said to him. Because Dennis said to me, hey, now it has gone farmer. We can't cancel, otherwise we'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
Buy that one. But he said, no, the garden is not as beautiful as this one.
Yeah.
Even the owner of that garden, of that house, my neighbor now, he said to me, I want you to copy that garden.
Photo state it.
Photo state. That is why her fence is the same as mine.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So then I did the deco just next to the door. And he said to me, the next step, it's my garden.
Yes.
We're working on it because he wants his garden to look exactly like mine.
Well, somebody came from another country to come and spend 100,000 rand more.
Yeah, said I'm prepared to pay more.
And when I say to you that you are the landscaping queen, you still don't want to accept that. When somebody is, it doesn't have, things like that don't happen to anybody, right? I can call Sipo, who chops the grass every weekend, who cuts the grass every week. He's never had a guy come from wherever to come and pay 100,000 rand more a house, right? So for that, I admire you. And you've turned this thing into something amazing. What are you able to give us some of the big names that you've had to work with? Are you able to drop that?
Some names are political. So
you can drop that here if you're comfortable with that. We're okay with that.
Wait.
On this podcast.
As long as it doesn't go nationwide.
Well, this is going to go onto YouTube. So anybody and everybody is going to see this.
Not the political.
Also remember that this could work as a way to market your business. Remember, if your net reaches that far, everybody wants that.
Okay, I revamped B3's garden in Benoni.
B3, the funeral, the
Yes.
undertaker.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a large company.
Yeah, and then
Is that
recently
the
I
main
did.
office?
Yeah.
The head office.
Not the head office. Their house in Benoni.
So the owner's house.
The owner's house.
Of
yes.
P3.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember we would leave that place at 7 because we would still plant flowers. Anyway, another one that I revamped recently is a garage filling station.
Yes.
In Benoni.
Okay. Where in Benoni? Because the viewers would know that. Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Is that the name of it? Mackenzie Street?
Snake Street.
Snake Street.
They call themselves in Mackenzie. I don't know whether this Mackenzie is the name of the place.
Okay.
But it's in Snake Street.
And is it a Sasol shell?
Sasol garage.
Sasol garage.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so go check out the work that we're talking about at the Sasol there.
It got many people coming and saying, so he ended up saying to me, Pontso, just give me some pamphlets that I can throw here, because people are looking for your numbers.
So while you're on that, please tell them, how do I get a hold of you? How did they get a hold of you?
You can call 082 464 2707.
That's the business line. The name of the company is?
Aroma Landscaping and Garden Services.
Okay, so it's not just garden service, it's a whole landscaping business.
Yeah.
Done by a woman who hires 20 gentlemen. We come to you because you can't bring garden to us. You come to them, right? And what's next? What's next?
So I've got clients who are, for instance, there's one client in Benoni he's renovating his house. He was so excited. He even wanted us to work simultaneously with the builders. I said, no.
How's that going to work
The
now?
builders are going to destroy the...
No, mess up everything.
Okay, let's start outside. No, just revamp your house,
finish.
And call me.
How's the Northcliffe going? I know you were doing a big project in Northcliffe.
We're cleaning, because I also do once-off cleanup.
What was interesting to me, what you told me about that, and with the cleanup is, excuse me, the amount of money you spent getting rid of the rubble, which is also something that people just think, oh, I'm gonna get there, chop chop.
No, I had to hire a big truck, 7-ton, to remove the rubble.
A 7-ton truck, that's a big truck.
Very big.
You got buckies and trailers. That was not enough.
Yeah, that was not enough. I used the big trailer and the bucky during, whilst he's taking the big chunk of the rubble.
Yes.
I would load onto the trailer and go and dump. So he came there 4 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a 7-ton truck.
With a 7-ton.
What was the cost to remove all of that? Because
I
remember it was quite a
per
trip.
Per load.
Per load.
Yeah.
How many loads?
He did 6 loads.
It was 12,000.
Yeah, he did 6 loads because the last load I said, please give me a discount, and then he said, okay, 1,000 rand.
So why is this interesting to me is I want my yard to look nice. And I know we do Petros push machine right? Mm-hmm. So I'm expecting Petros to come and fix my garden for 200, 150. Not understanding what you have to go through. And then when you bring me that invoice and my garden looks manicured, and then they say I jump.
But people who understand,
they need to understand. I think people also need to understand what it means and what it takes to also, because wanting something, you need to be able to, feed that, if I'm right? And we don't understand that from this perspective.
Unfortunately, people don't understand how expensive. I remember one of my sisters said to me, I went and bought a hibiscus. It was 250. Small. Those years. How can you spend so much money for one small plant? When she moved into her house, because we needed to revamp her garden,
yes,
I went to the nursery with her. And then she saw the prices of the plants.
Now this is it a few years after you put the 251
Yeah,
and the prices have gone up.
yeah,
Yes.
prices have gone up. Now, when we went to the nursery with her, now she understood. But she also loves flowers.
Yes.
Then she understood, oh, these plants are expensive. Plants are expensive. In fact, when you have a beautiful garden, the value of your house goes up.
I mean, we have a guy who was willing to pay 100,000 rand more.
Yeah. So, I always say to people, I remember I said to one of my neighbors here, I said, you if you're gonna wait until you have a lot of money to revamp your garden, you're gonna wait forever.
Mm.
Keep your yard clean and neat.
Yes.
Then I will give you some flowers. Because when you share flowers, for instance, the moon plant that I'm talking about, I gave it to lots of clients here.
Yes.
And our street looks nice.
Yes.
I remember there's a guy he buys and sells houses. He said, if you have a house, somebody selling a house in this street, please tell me. I love this street. I love this area.
Yes.
The gardens are well looked after. I said,
by the landscaping queen,
yeah.
Aroma Landscaping.
So I said,
has changed the whole neighborhood.
I said, good. And people copy nice things, So if you have a nice garden, even if your house is not a wow, but your garden, the outside is nice. It tells a story.
Yes.
If you neglect your garden, you're telling a story.
This is true again.
You are saying there's problems in the house. But if you keep your yard neat, you've got
everything in order.
Everything is in order.
There's order in your house.
Yeah. Nobody is seeing that there's problems in the house.
Yes.
But if you're neglecting your yard, you are saying to everybody, there's problems in that house.
So in closing,
now
what does that say?
You are also inviting thugs into your yard. Because they will think,
you can get in at any time. Maybe there's nobody who lives there.
Yeah.
But if it's well taken care of.
Yeah. So in closing, I would say a person who wants to start this business.
One, take care of your house. It says a lot about you when we're driving down the road.
Yeah.
Two, come to Barbet Street in Meerdale. Check out the whole street. It goes around. Check it out. Just come here, drive around. It's close to Southgate. Check out the whole street. This is not me thumb sucking this. I'm telling you, come check it out.
Yeah. So if a person wants to start this business, you shouldn't be discouraged that, I've got only 3 clients, 4 clients. I started with 4 clients.
Yes.
The rest is history. If you are driven by passion, I'm sure you can, because I've also jumped a lot of hurdles.
Yeah.
Where you would say, today you come into work, next thing, 2-3 machines are not working.
Clients haven't paid.
The
guys are not getting paid.
So I've never experienced that.
Oh.
In other words, I prioritize my workers.
Okay.
When clients pay, they are the first people to be paid.
Yes.
But the frustrations will be the 2 machines are broken. What do you do?
Now what?
You see, so you have to have a relationship with the shops where the mechanics are.
Yeah.
And then but those things will happen. They shouldn't discourage you.
Yes.
As long as you have passion, you will be able to go through whatever frustrations that come your way. For instance, other clients, fortunately I've never experienced that. Other clients would say, now it's winter, so there's no work. Please come only twice. It affects your budget.
Yes. Because you're used to that money coming in. You're on a
affects your
retainer
budget.
right now.
So I always say to my guys, the clients that we have, service them so good, the gardens must look so well that a person who will think, let me cut, at least let me say.
So they will realize that it won't work for me.
It won't work for me. These guys must continue.
Yeah.
So I've never had clients who will say, let's cut because it's winter now.
Yes.
Because there's a disadvantage there. If you service twice a week, it's unfair on you because you're gonna spend more hours in that yard because you're actually cleaning for the other week.
For the
that you
other
skipped.
week that was missed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So God has been good. I haven't had such clients who would say, no, don't come, it's winter now, there's not so much to be done.
Yeah.
Some clients would say, don't come, but they will still pay you in full.
Okay.
Because they know that when you come, it's going to be double work.
You will change everything as well.
Yeah, you know, you're going to make sure that the yard is clean. There's a guy here in Black Street. He took our business in December. He's been seeing my guys working next door.
Yeah.
His house.
Yes.
And I'm sure he looks at the time. These people are doing a good job. Then he took the number, because my telephone number is on the overalls.
Yes.
Took the number and then he called me and said, hey, Sissy, you know, I always see your guys, they do a good job next door here. I also want a nice garden.
Yeah.
And he's happy. He is singing praises. He says, you know, why must I delay paying you when your guys do such a good job?
I mean,
Yeah.
there's value for money,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no. So I do get
There you go.
yes. Hi, Sabi. Ngizofuna back. I'm in a meeting now. Hello? Yeah, ngizofuna back. Okay. Okay, bye.
Well, we are done anyways.
Yeah.
So just from my side, so this is a new podcast. This is something that I've spoken to you. I wanted to do. I've wanted to do it for a minute. And for me, it's a blessing to have you be the first guest on the podcast. It's a blessing in many ways. You know me before I was born. For May, you are my late mother's sister. So apart from you just being an aunt to me, you've taken up the role of being a mother, and I appreciate you for that. That's the first thing. Again, it kind of solidifies what I'm trying to do here, your story, and me having seen it and me having been close to you over the years. It kind of cements everything that I'm trying to do as well with the podcast and trying to, everybody has a dream. It could be a taxi driver, it could be a DJ, it could be anything, right? Which we're hoping to have at the show. And having to start the show with you, having started a business out of passion, I'm starting this out of passion as well. And I'm hoping that it's going to grow just as your business has grown. I'm hoping that in 20 years, I'm still going to be here and saying I'm now hiring, a lot of people. I mean, what McG is doing with his podcast is exactly what I'm trying to do here and hire more. So I wanna just say I admire you for what you're doing. I'm not just saying that the gardens look good, but they actually do look good. Your work is amazing. The guys that work for you, they are not at work, but say, hey, these guys are picked up, they are fed, there's machines at the back where they get their clothes, the work clothes washed. But how you treat you guys, it's amazing, right? And it's nothing short of what you've done for me. And I wanna say thank you. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for being the first guest. I feel like this is a blessing and you're opening up doors for me, just you being here. And yeah, I hope that Aroma Landscaping shines the way it shines in people's houses and the gardens. I hope that it grows from where it is to higher heights. I hope that we are now 20, we grow to 40. Also, it's big that you do, can I say it, that you do Grace Bible Church gardening? So guys, you go to Grace Bible Church in Pimville, she does it.
Yes.
Aroma Landscaping.
I just revamped another portion at Grace Bible Church.
Which side? Tell them. So which side?
I revamped the front portion. That was 2021. Last week I revamped another portion. So I'm going to continue so that at least we change the face. It's so nice to see congregants taking photos, around the church, around the garden.
And this is all your work.
Yeah.
And you're looking there like, bona,
Yeah.
aroma.
It feels good. Yeah.
It's amazing. I love what you do, and I hope you stay shining, and I hope you stay blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you. We out.